Aminatou, the Fateshifter, versus Adeliz, the Cinder. Adeliz. Yeah, we'll go with Adeliz. We're going to keep this hand because we have plenty of mana, and yeah, we can get into a Brago sooner rather than later. Yeah, and we can also get into our commander. Our opponent's commander, flying in haste, 2/2 for 3 mana in Izzet. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, wizards you control get +1/+1 until the end of the turn. So we have to assume that this is a wizard tribal deck. We'll shock in the Hallowed Fountain because that will have the Drowned Catacomb come into play untapped. And that is our only source of black mana as it stands now. Aminatou, the Fateshifter, is Esper for a 3 loyalty planeswalker. The plus ability is draw a card and put a card on top of our library from our hand. -1 is exile another permanent we own and return it to the battlefield under our control. And then the -6 is largely irrelevant. Choose left or right. Each player gains control of all non-land permanents other than Aminatou, controlled by the next player in the chosen direction. We're not going to be doing that. And do we want to... This comes in tapped, unfortunately. We'll go for... Yeah, we'll go for Brago. Make use of our mana while we can. And it can at least swing in next turn, and we could always flicker something with Aminatou next turn maybe, or probably just go for a Reality Acid. Yeah, we could try and get down this tap land and then go in for a Reality Acid on our opponent. This is a good card in a flicker deck. It is a 3 mana enchantment with Vanishing 3, and when it leaves the battlefield, the enchanted permanent is sacrificed, and that means that we can enchant something of our opponents and then flicker this thing, and when it leaves play they'll have to sacrifice it. Eldrazi Displacer allows us to take advantage of that as well. Yeah, we'll go for that. We'll go for the Reality Acid. If we were in competitive play, of course, we'd go after our opponent's lands, but we're not interested in doing that. We'll just go for Reality Acid on that. And now when we swing in, our opponent may be more tempted to block than they perhaps would have been otherwise. I think we'll go for a Mystic Gate just in case. Yeah, we'll go for a Mystic Gate just in case we want to momentary blink. And then we will, of course, swing in with Brago. And we could have held off on the Mystic Gate now that I think about it, because if we get through with Brago, we could flicker the Sol Ring, and then we'd have 2 mana up for momentary blink, so perhaps should have waited on that land drop. Okay, they're going to let it through, which means that Brago's ability goes on the stack, and we can flicker lots of different things here. I've been meaning to make a Brago deck for a long time. Click Auras, yeah, we'll attach that to this thing. And then that is, of course, on the stack, so they have to sacrifice that thing. And it's tempting to go for Eldrazi Displacer, but I think that's our... Yeah, after the way that turn played out, I wish we'd gone for the Sunken Hollow now. Oh, too late now. May well be going for the Eldrazi Displacer next turn. Or we could go for Aminatou, not sure yet. Our opponent only has 4 cards left in hand, but I'm sure they have means of drawing more cards. Okay, our opponent's deciding against it. We do, of course, get the Vanishing trigger on the Reality Acid. Momentary Blink is a creature, isn't it? Yeah, just want to make sure that I definitely know what that does. Resto Angel is pretty good to get into. Why don't we just see if we can push through on our opponent here. This is just playing out like our Ifara, God of the Polis deck at the minute. We do have bits of black in here for creatures that care about tutoring and killing things, stuff like that. And the problem with Brago currently, and our opponent having their commander on the field, is that, okay, they're going for Venser. So I think we go for Momentary Blink in that case. Or do we? Well, I assume they'll be targeting Venser here. No, they're going for the... That's why you wait. They're going for the Vanishing card, so that's fine. It is going to return to our hand, so our opponent has not really thought that through. And then we will, yeah, we'll just untap Brago here. There's no point doing anything else. And now, why don't we go for... I think we'll get out our commander. And then we want to hold up Momentary Blink as well. Yeah. So why don't we go for that? That is black. And then we want Azorius off of that. And there we go. We'll play out our commander. See if we can actually get into any black cards. Let's go draw a card. And Path to Exile. We'll just put the Resto Angel on top, I think. Doesn't really matter, we're just going to be drawing into it next turn. And yeah, we'll pass the turn like that. We want to hold up Momentary Blink for protecting our Brago, preferably. Yeah, what happened there is Venser came in and bounces a spell or permanent. I assume they were going to bounce Brago, that's probably what they should have done. But what they instead decided to do was bounce the Reality Acid. And of course, when Reality Acid leaves play, the Enchanted Permanent's controller sacrifices it, and we did of course have our opponent's commander enchanted, so that's why they had to sacrifice it there. We can of course block the Venser if they decide to go in with it. They're going in at us, so we'll just go for a block here. Our opponent's obviously got some kind of combat trick that they want to go for, and it's probably a burn spell or something. Nope, what is that? When it enters the battlefield, copy a target instant or sorcery spell you control. You may choose new targets for it. Yeah, okay, that still doesn't do anything. Because Brago has 4 toughness. So, yeah, not really sure what they were going for there. Maybe just getting an extra point of damage onto us. I'm not sure. When it enters the battlefield, copy... Yeah, do I care about wizards having +1/+1? I think I'd rather they didn't. So we'll just go for the path there. And then we can enchant the Venser with Reality Acid. And I don't know. Yeah, I forgot about that. That was just a happy accident. It went down to a 2/2 after it had 2 damage on it from the Brago, so that's why it died there. Why don't we go into a draw then? And Panharmonicon's really nice, so why don't we throw the Resto Angel back on top and then get into Panharmonicon. We'll finally get down that Sunken Hollow, and we can just... Is this non-land? Exile any number of non-land permanents, that's right, so we'll just swing in to get some damage on our opponent here. And then we can untap the Sol Ring and our Brago at least. And that will untap those. And then I don't think there's anything else we want to do. So we'll just throw it back over to our opponent. What are they on now? 2 cards in hand, 6 mana available to them. They can of course go for their commander if they want to. It's disappointing we haven't gotten into any black cards yet. This is just playing like an Afara deck thus far. Not many ETB triggers going on either. What's that? Prowess and Afflict. Whenever it becomes block, we lose 2 life. Yep, that's fine. And then we Dragonauts will block the Brago. And it'll block it well because it's got 3 toughness, so not sure. We might just have to make use of Reality Acid and Aminatou. So we can at least show that off this game. We'll have to go for Sol Ring and Drown Catacomb. We'll throw that on the... And then we minus, and we can do any permanent we control. It's not just creatures. And then this, of course, will come back into play. We'll throw it on the Spellweaver when it comes back. And they'll, of course, have to sacrifice their wee Dragonauts when all this is settled. There we go. And then we will swing in with Aminatou. Yeah, and our opponent sees that they only have 1 card in hand, and that's obviously not something they're worried about. We weren't going to swing in with Aminatou, we were going to swing in with Brago there. We would have flickered the Reality Acid, the Sol Ring, and the Brago itself. That would have untapped all of those. Reality Acid would have come back into play. Actually, that's a good point. Well, we could have enchanted one of our opponent's lands and really started to draw the game to a close. The life totals aren't all that low, but we do have card advantage and we have means of protecting our little combination of cards that we've got going on here. So as soon as we get into ETB effects, we'll be able to really take advantage of the Panharmonicon. So this is kind of what the deck wants to do. We'd really like to have gotten into some black cards like Runescarred Demon and Massacre Worm, things like that, but as it happens, we were running things pretty well just with Brago. So hope you enjoyed that, and I will see you all in the next one. I'm tribalkai on the EDH channel. Thank you for watching.